Hey there, welcome back to The Daily. This is Adriana. It's really great to be back here with you on the cushion today as we move into a little bit of a two-parter because as our conversation here starts to turn over to more of the confidence side of trust, faith, confidence, I think it's really important to draw a clear line of distinction right off the bat between conditional confidence and the kind of unconditioned confidence that we're developing here on the meditation cushion. So, what do I mean by that? The distinction between conditional confidence and unconditioned confidence. So, conditional confidence is what we oftentimes think of when we think of feeling confident. It's the sense of feeling really good and really secure in ourselves when things are going our way, right? When we ace the exam or we ace the interview, when we, get the 5-star review, when we feel really seen and recognized for our work, when we, get the thing that we wanted, when we really kind of like nail the presentation, when we do a good job, and that is being seen in the world. We feel so good and so secure in who we are. However, with conditioned confidence, because that kind of confidence is based on extrinsic factors working out the way that we want them to, what of course inevitably happens is that the flip side is when things are not working out in our favor, we really internalize that. We begin to internalize any criticism we receive, make it mean something about us. We internalize our losses, we internalize our failures. We start to make that mean something about us, right? Because the real trick of our confidence being based on things turning out the way that we want them to is that if we're going to make that success and that win and that acknowledgement and that 5-star review mean something about who we are in the world, then the other side holds true. We're going to make that criticism mean something about who we are in the world. So, what we're developing here on the meditation cushion is a little bit less flimsy. It's a little bit less kind of fragile because it isn't based on extrinsic circumstances. It isn't based on the opinions of others. It isn't based on things turning out the way that we want them to. It isn't based on the recognition or success. It's based on tapping into the inherent worth and value that we have just by virtue of being a human being. And something that I will say is that you may have already noticed this on the meditation cushion, that it might not feel as big, right? It might not feel as kind of like big and flashy and exciting and like, juicy. It's a little bit more of a quiet confidence. It's more of this steadfast recognition that there's a part of us, despite our circumstances, that's okay. That no matter what happens, even if the circumstances don't turn out the way that I want them to, I'm going to be okay. I'm okay. In this very moment, I'm here and I'm okay. And this is the kind of confidence that I think it's a bit more sturdy, right? It's this unconditioned confidence. And again, it might not feel kind of like the flash, boom, bang, confident, wah, owning the world. It's a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit more subtle, but I will say it's less breakable and a lot more sustainable. And the kind of confidence that maybe is useful to have, particularly when things are not going our way. So, with that said, we're going to move into practice here. So, wherever we happen to be, just making sure that we feel really sturdy, really sustainable on the cushion. As Lodra would say, mountain like. And once we've landed, as always, just giving our bodies a quick once over, making sure that we feel really comfortable. This is where we want to be. And then taking a moment to decide on our gaze. So eyes open or eyes closed. And I want to encourage you, if you've been practicing with eyes closed, maybe just flirting with eyes open today. There's something very sobering, very grounding about eyes open practice. There's no denying that we are here. This is it. This is what's happening. So letting the gaze be soft, hazy, unfocused. And we'll take just a few moments, as always, to open our practice by opening our senses. And just turning the attention over to sound. And just receiving the sound of the room that we're in. And tonal quality. The rise and the fall of the noises that are present. And staying open to sound. And turning the attention to touch. And so really just dropping into the body here. And feeling the shape that the body makes. And that light pressure of making contact against the chair, the floor, and whatever space we occupy here, really just allowing ourselves to take up this space, occupy it fully. And there's something about even just internally recognizing that we are worth the space that we occupy. It's ours to fill. We may even feel ourselves expanding, getting bigger in this space. And just allowing ourselves to claim it, take it up. It's ours for the time being. And dropping the attention into the feet. Maybe even wiggling a toe or two. And just feeling our feet here. And tracing the attention across the shin bones. And circling the kneecaps. Grazing through the thighs. And landing in the hips. Moving the attention to the tailbone, sacrum, base of the spine. And it's beginning our slow, deliberate climb across the lower back, middle back, upper back, light extension at the crown of the head. Dropping the attention into the belly, the chest. Maybe just resting here in the belly, the chest for a few moments, giving ourselves a brief temperature check. Noticing if there's anything active or alive here in this space in the body. Residual mood or emotion that we're bringing into practice. Maybe yes, maybe no. Just getting a sense of what we're working with. Getting an honest read. Continuing to rest here in the front body. It's beginning to establish contact with the body, breathing. Tip of the nose, back of the throat, belly. And then wherever, however, our breath is most available today, most easily felt, it's dropping our anchor of attention here, home base, the place that we return to. And we'll continue into practice. It's using that singular instruction that as our minds wander, which they naturally will, just noticing when we've left our breathing, acknowledging what captures our attention, and then gently, firmly coming back to the breath in the body. So again, as we settle into practice here, if we find that we've drifted, no big deal. Just feeling our bodies here in space, breath inside the body, and landing here. Just reclaiming our space, allowing ourselves to occupy it fully, and resting here. This is it. So at this point in practice, we've probably gotten a pretty clear view of our quality of mind today. Again, just getting this front row view of our interior state. It might be that we're practicing with a particularly spacey mind today, or speedy mind, restless mind, busy mind, whatever quality of mind we find that we're working with. Seeing if we can drop any aftertaste of self-aggression And this sense that it should somehow be different or better, whatever that means. And instead just allowing ourselves to practice with our mind as it is, sincerely at this moment. And again, when we drift, no big deal. Just acknowledging where we've landed. Light touch of recognition. And feeling the body breathe. So it may even be that we're able to find a certain amount of confidence in allowing our minds to wander a bit. The confidence to follow a thought or to pick up an idea, to examine an impulse or emotion with the trust that we can find our way home. We don't need to get lost here. There's nothing about this experience that needs to be too rigid or too loose. We can drift, we can wander, and then we gently return. Feeling our bodies in space, and really allowing ourselves to rest here in this space that we occupy. And this is it. And then in our final few moments of practice together, perhaps just reconnecting to what it is that brought you here. That intention, reason, motivation, why yes, why practice. Closing out maybe with a hand on the heart, or just giving ourselves a little bit of credit, kind word, for taking the time, making the space, tapping into our inherent okayness, if even just for a moment. And then, as you're ready, letting formal practice drop, coming back in together at your own pace, no rush. Great. Right. Thank you. Thank you for practice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to show up on the cushion day in and day out. It's such a treat to be here with you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.